Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on the part of the world you're watching this from. It's Bearable King, your favorite host, and I'm welcoming you officially into 2025. I personally am resuming trading on Monday. A lot of traders have already resumed trading, some have already received stop loss, while some have already made crazy amounts of money, right? But you know the good thing about life is not a race, right? So everybody has their own turn and they have to work forward, okay? So earlier today I put up a post on Telegram and X asking traders if they want me to do a review on um, British pounds American dollar for 2025 and or I talk about 7 not 10 things to do to become successful in trading in 2025, right? And the winning poll was to do 7 not 10 things to become successful in trading in 2025. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release this video tonight, and tomorrow I'm going to release the outlook for 2025, right? Okay, fantastic. So let's go in quickly without wasting too much time. um 7 things that we need to do. I'm starting from point zero because point zero for me is like a given, right? It's not something that we need to be talking about. It's something that people should already have, which is what? Be connected to God. What does this mean? You need to understand that if you sit down and you're a logical person, you would understand that the world is bigger than what you know and who you are, which simply means that there's someone or something out there that is bigger than you. And that's the reason why you need to be connected to that thing, because that thing is has a purpose for you in this life. You didn't create yourself, so you don't know the reason why you're created. It's just like now, Toyota created the Toyota brands that you see, and they created it for the purpose of carrying people from one point to the other. What happens if a car now decides to be a boat? It's going to drown, right? So you need to be connected to your God so that you can be connected to your purpose in life. All right. So that is like ground zero for me. That's like ground zero for me. Now, the original first point is be truthful to yourself. Now, when I say be truthful to yourself, what do I mean? This is 2025. You cannot afford to be lying to yourself as a trader, right? You can't afford to lie to yourself as a trader. Even as a person, you can't lie to yourself. Self deceit is the worst form of deception. I don't care if you are an impulsive liar. Don't lie to yourself. There's nothing nice, there's nothing good about lying to yourself. So try to be truthful to yourself this year. Know where your strengths are, know your weaknesses, know the areas you're not good in trading. A lot of people are terrible at trading. A lot of people are not as informed as they boast that they are. And the worst part is that they're lying to themselves. But the good part is their trading account reveals the truth to them. Okay, so be truthful to yourself. If you're not good, go and look for where you need help, right? Number two, once you've clarified that you're not good, make sure that the next step you do as a trader is to get an edge. And when we talk about an edge, there are two sides of an edge. You know, we have three core foundations when it comes to trading. We have the analysis, which is either fundamental, technical, sentimental. We have risk management, and we have psychology. Now, the two physical parts where you can get an edge is your forex analysis and your what? Your risk management. Now, in your forex analysis, you're trying to understand the bias of the market. You're so trying to get your entry point and your exit point. Anything aside from these 3 points are not relevant to your analysis. So your edge should be one to tell you whether the market is bullish or bearish, or if you should stay out of the market. Now, if the market is bullish or bearish, your edge should be able to tell you where to get in and where to get out. Once you've done that, you now need to understand your win rate and your risk to reward ratio so that you can work with a comfortable risk framework edge, right? The reason why you need a risk framework edge or a risk management edge is simply because there are good times and bad times in trading. Your risk management is going to keep you and keep your capital during your bad times, while the good times will take care of itself. But once you're able to sort out these two, right, then the psychological part will be easy to deal with. So a lot of people think they have psychological issues, but they actually have either forex analysis issue or risk management issue. For example, some people, their system does not know when they should not trade. Some people, their system does not know when they should stop trading because their risk management is just, I'm risking 1% per trade. It's more than that. But let me help you. Go and get a mentor. There are a lot of fantastic mentors online. You have Idowu, HORC, you have Akidamola, you have Chax, you have ICT Queen, you have Ferry Trade. You have a lot of fantastic people that are big on mentorship. Go and enroll for mentorship. The money you're going to pay for mentorship compared to the time you're wasting dilly dallying is not the same thing, right? So go and get a mentor if you do not have an edge. This is 2025. We shouldn't even be having this discussion. Okay. Now, after you've gotten an edge, the next thing you need to do is to do what? To back test it, live test it, or paper trade it. Now, why is this important? You need to gain confidence in your edge. You need to be confident that your edge works. The only way you can be confident that your edge works is after you've tested it, right? Jet Li, no, Bruce Lee said something. He said, do not fear a man that has 1,000 kicks, but fear the man that has tested one kick 1,000 times. What does this mean? If you have one edge and you've backtested that edge 100 times, you're going to perform better than a trader who has 100 different edges. It is as simple as that. It's the world works on laws. So if you understand this law, it will help you a lot, right? We trade in probabilities. So if you're able to backtest, for me personally, I tell my students and I tell people that if you want to backtest a sample size 10, 20. If you can backtest 20 trades in batches of 5, meaning that you've done 20 trades 5 times, not you are testing one particular sample. So for example, you take January 2024, you do 20 trades. Take February 2024, do 20 trades, like that, and you can backtest say 5 times or 10 times on one asset. You would become confident in the edge that you have. Secondly, when you're under a mentor, your mentor gives you his edge. It is your responsibility to make your mentor's edge your own edge. You take his strategy and make it your strategy. You take it, refine it to your own taste and your own language. That way, you become confident in that edge. Let me tell you something. A reason why people cut their profit short, allow their trades to run, don't put stop losses, um, trade and cut trades abruptly is because they are not confident in that system. And this is a psychological problem. But this psychological problem is a psychological problem created because the confidence required to trade properly is not there. And for you to trade properly, you need to have backtested the system to be sure that the system works well, right? To be sure that the system works well. Now, different people test the market different ways. So, for example, people backtest, meaning that they use past data. Some people do live testing or forward testing. What it simply means is they are trading per day, and what they've done is they've funded their account with real money, or maybe they are trading demo account, right? Some people are paper trading. Paper trading can also be seen as demo account, or you're writing your trades on paper. I don't care what type of testing you like. Go and test your strategy. Go and test your edge so that you can gain confidence, so that you would know how your system works, right? Before we continue, I'll just put a freebie here. As Kenny rightly said in Mr. Pick's podcast, trading is also gambling. And what it simply means is you're trading in probabilities, meaning that you don't know what is going to happen next. But you're sure that when you take your next 10 trades, the outcome is either going to be positive or negative because you've already traded in batches. And you can see that, okay, out of 10 trades, your win rate is say 50%, meaning that 5 trades go wrong, 5 trades go in your favor. And your average risk to reward is say 2R. So that means at the end of every 10 trades, you're still making a profit of 5R, regardless of the trades you take stop loss or the trade you hit take profit on. You understand? So you don't know the next trade that will be profitable, but you know your edge, and this can only be known when you backtest, and that's where your confidence comes from, right? The next point I want to talk about is you starting small. Now, the reason why it's important to start small and to trade comfortably is because a lot of people did not start trading small. Like myself, when we started trading back then, I'm talking about 2010, 2011, 2010, 2011, 2009 ish, when I first got MetaTrader back then. Brokers deliberately made sure that your demo accounts couldn't go below 100,000. So we just place a trade, and before we know, we are looking at 10,000, and that damaged our psychology a lot. And that's the reason why it is difficult for you to see a lot of traders who were trading back then trading now, right? So what I'm telling you is, as a trader, a lot of you are struggling because you didn't start small. You just jump big. It's like a child who is trying to learn how to swim, and all of a sudden the child runs to the 25 feet section of the swimming pool, and the child wants to jump in. He's probably going to drown. He's actually going to drown if a lifeguard does not save him. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of you have never withdrawn $500 before. Instead of you to buy a $10,000 account and start small and see how $100 and $200 withdrawal looks like, a lot of you want to buy a 100K account, and then 100K account you want to withdraw $50,000 at once. It is not going to be possible because your mind cannot comprehend it, right? So take your trading step by step. Start at the smallest rate. Trade comfortably. When we say trade comfortably, what it simply means is, don't place trades that once you place trade, you're scared. Your heart is beating fast because you don't want to lose the amount that you set as your stop loss. It's one thing to know your stop loss. It's another thing to accept your stop loss. For you to trade comfortably, you need to know and accept your stop loss. Until you're able to do that, you won't be able to trade well, because even before it hits to your stop loss, you'll be closing your trades, and most of those trades might still move in your favor, right? So start small. You have your edge, you're confident in your edge. Start trading small. Don't It's good to dream big, but start small, right? Dream big, start small. Dream big, start small is good. So you start small and then you build yourself up. I look at the likes of Akidamola, I look at the likes of HORC, I look at the likes of Mr. Peak, I look at the likes of Kene, you know, look at the likes of Habi, Jeffrey, and all those guys. You see them make $100,000, $200,000 in a trade. They didn't start that way. Go and check most of them when they first started. They first started with making $50, $100, and then they built themselves up from there. You need to do the same, okay? They said if you want to get somewhere, ask those people that have gotten there. Go and check all these your successful mentors, your idolos that are using 100 lot size. They didn't start with 100 lot size, so don't try to jump the gun. Start small, okay? Now, as you start small, you also need to journal your habits. It's important for you to journal your habits. Why? You need to identify your profit gap and your behavioral slippages. Now, what this simply means is you've already backtested your system, and your system says, okay, out of every 10 trades you take, on the average, you should make about 10R. When you now trade real life and you find out that you take 10 trades and you're making plus 1R, then it simply means that there's a disconnect somewhere, which simply means that there's something you should do that you are not doing, or there's something you shouldn't do that you did. It is one of those two, right? So the reason why you need to journal your habits before, during, and after you've traded is so that you can identify the things that you are doing that you shouldn't do, and the things that you are supposed to do that you didn't do, so that you can correct them, and then you can trade efficiently, right? You can trade efficiently. If you do not do this, there is no way you're going to move forward. You're just going to be someone who knows how to trade, but you're not applying what you know about trading. Okay? Now, remember what I said. It's good to dream big, right? It's good to dream big, but start small. Now, the next point is do not stay small. Now, the reason why we say do not stay small is simply because the reason why we say do not stay small is simply because we don't want a situation where you're stuck in one level. Do you understand? We don't want a situation where you're stuck in one level. What we mean by this is you started trading $5 to $100. You flip 500 to $100. You're now $100 champion. But if that $100 mistakenly enter $150 or $200, you will blow the account. That is not good enough, right? So you need to grow your mindset. You need to grow your mentality. You need to grow your tenacity. You need to grow your ability to take risk. You need to grow your ability to take bigger trades, right? That is the way a lot of traders have gotten to where they are now. You understand? Some of them, they found out that, oh, last year I made $300. I've seen a lot of your idolos, your idons on the timeline say, oh, last year I made $500,000. This year I'm going for $1 million. Why are they doing that? They don't want to stay small. So don't stay small. All you simply need to do is you grow, you push yourself forward. You get to a point, you master the point, you push yourself forward. You keep pushing yourself forward till you get to a point where you say, okay, this level that I've gotten to is the apex I want to get to. Not because this is the apex, but this is the level I am okay with. However, if you are okay being small, then you can stay small. All right. Now, the sixth point for me would be to diversify. Now, why is diversification important? Diversification is important simply because we all know that the market is not fixed. The market has its good days, good weeks, good months, good year. I think last year was a good year for a lot of traders. This year, I'm not so sure it might be a good year for a lot of traders. So you have good days, good months, good weeks, good years. You might also have bad months, bad weeks, bad year, even for traders. So the reason why you need to diversify is to make sure that you don't put all your eggs in trading alone. Last year, I had a few traders enter my DM who, at the beginning of the year, they were quite profitable. They made some money, but towards the end of the year, they didn't make that much money. And because they did not diversify, it affected them financially. Now, I'm not saying this to take a jab at anyone, but this is a learning point for you and for me and for everyone watching this video. When you make money from trading, don't spend everything and don't leave all the money in your trading account. Take a percentage of that money, invest in an offline business. We all know that risks are involved, but still invest with sense. Do fixed deposit, go and buy bond, invest in international stocks, right? Diversify your funds. If it's that you're going to learn about cryptocurrency, invest in some cryptos as well. A lot of traders on X that are influencers and idolos are doing these things. Do the same thing as well. You've seen a lot of them. They'll tell you, oh, I bought properties, I've bought landed properties, I've done real estate. I mean, people that I know on my level have built schools, some have built hospitals, some have clinics, some have shortlets, some have hotels. This is their way of diversifying. Why? Should there be a period when the market would not favor them, what are they going to do? They are not going to kill themselves because they have a cushion to fall back on, right? So forex is not everything. There's more to life than forex trading, right? So don't just keep all your eggs in trading and only withdraw when you want to show that you can buy iPhone 16 and buy car and stuff like that. Invest your money. All right. Now, the final point for me is you need to enjoy the process, right? When you enjoy the process, the result is gonna come, right? When you enjoy the process, the result will come. We've started from one down to six. You need to enjoy each step. If you do not enjoy each step, you're going to get stuck along the way, right? You find out that a lot of us have gone through school, but school didn't go through us because of what? We did not enjoy the process. But life would have been better if we enjoyed the process. So I encourage you to take your time, watch this all over again, take notes, and work on these seven things. And I hope that by this time next year, you'll be able to come and say, "Oh, Bearable King, thank you for what you said at the beginning of the year. Because of all you've said, I have been able to achieve this." All right. So, till next time, remain safe, remain profitable, and remain blessed. If there is something else you would like me to talk about, please leave that topic in the comment section and I will consider it the next time I want to do a video like this. All right. So till next time, I remain your host, Bearable King. Tomorrow I'll be uploading the review for pounds dollar in 2025. Bye.